Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is also as sunny as it is here in Vancouver. Wherever you are, may your day be sunny and your night full of moonlight. Wow, that was profound. Days sunny and nights with moonlight. Wow. Now, today, what I want to talk to you about is a little bit about why the relationships sometimes don't work. Uh, Talking a little bit more about the reasons for that. I know in the past we've discussed the fact that if you don't know what kind of relationship you're looking for, if you don't know what your intention is from finding a girlfriend, what it is for, what are you looking for? In other words, if you're looking for fun, that's a different kind of a relationship. That is a different kind of a pursue, different kind of intention. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, that's different kind of set of standards you may need. If you're looking for a sport buddy, or if you're looking for just someone to hang out with, if you're looking for someone for long term, if you're looking for study buddy, these are all different kind of relationships that you may want to have with a girl. And depending on what your intention is, therefore, the kind of girl or the kind of standards, the kind of expectations you might be having would all be different. The kind of set of interests that you may be having or standards that you would be looking for would all be different. In other words, I don't mean to be disrespectful or demeaning a relationship or anybody, but in order to deliver what I want to try to say, let's use this analogy. Like if you're trying to go to buy shoes. Depends on what you want to do with it. You want to walk, you want to run, you want to play soccer, you want to play basketball, you want to play tennis. What kind of shoes? What's your intention? What do you want to do with it? What kind of a plan you have for that shoes, let's say? Or if you are, for example, I love horses. So if I'm saying something about using horses, that doesn't mean I'm trying to demean anybody. I just love horses. I have so much respect and love for horses. So to me, they're special. So if I'm using it, that's not supposed to be a derogatory example. So for example, if you want to, buy a horse or ride a horse, what is it you want to do? You want to play polo? You want to use it for racing? You want to use it for show jumping? Is it for dressage? Is it for pulling weights, cargo and stuff? What is it? What is your intention when you are trying to do something? In finding a girlfriend, or if you're a woman, finding a boyfriend, what is your intention in that relationship? What do you want him for? Or if you're a man, what do you want her for? Is it for hang out, having fun, or I don't know, have a few laughs, or fool around, flirt, or go to a movie, or longer relationship, or studying buddy, or is it for having a real serious relationship, or looking for marriage later on? What is your intention? And depending on that, you will have different expectations, different standards, and different set of things that you would be looking for. For example, if I want to go further, you have to really understand these things. So let's now focus on the topic that I want to talk about today, which is the word why. Why? Why else? What else is it that doesn't help relationships work? Or why is it the relationships don't work? Looking at it from a different angle other than the stuff that I just talked to you about, which I had discussed it in previous videos and so on. So for the why, we can say, in order to understand this why better, we must understand what we are, who we are, what we are made out of first. Then we know if there is a why and what is that why. So what I'm trying to say is that what are we made out of? We are not this what is visible. This is one part of our existence. We are made out of body. The way our existence is in this world is body and mind, spirit, mind, energy. So there are two things here at work. Just like the iceberg. If you see an iceberg on the ocean, on the surface of the ocean, you see a big piece of ice or bigger piece of ice or a very huge piece of ice or a very small piece of ice on top of the ocean. But really, is that all there is in an iceberg? Not. 1,000 times bigger than what's visible on the surface of the ocean is underneath the ocean, which is not visible. Same thing, but if you want to have the total power of the iceberg, the top and the bottom part, the top over the ocean, what's visible, and the bottom part in the ocean, which is not visible, the two together make the total power and existence, entity of the iceberg. Same thing with us. The power that is similar to the visible segment of an iceberg on the surface of the ocean is our physical body. Some of us are big, some of us are small, some of us are, this way looking, that way looking. I don't know, the kind of clothes we wear, the kind of car we, but the physical, but we're talking about here, right? How big we are, what we look, how much muscle, how much skinny, how much, what we look, what the nose looks like. All that is physical part. And it's like the visible segment of an iceberg. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger power underneath, which is not visible, which is our mind, our spirit, our energy. This, the characteristics, what's in our consciousness, how this ticks, how this information and this works, which affects what this body does and makes this body become useful. So together, the mind and body together makes our whole entity. So there is tip of the iceberg, bottom of the iceberg, the bigger part. Us, physical part, and the mental part, energy part. Without the mental energy part, we just put it here because everybody thinks the mind is here, but we'll talk about it later. But without the mind, the energy, the spirit part, this physical one is not going to work well. Whatever this does and however this behaves is because of how this is commanding it, what the characteristics are hidden in this, what program and what behavior and training this has, what's in our consciousness. So, if you're looking for a girlfriend and you're only focusing on this, the physical part, how beautiful she is, what her body looks like, her nose looks like, her eyes looks like, everything else, well, okay, that's what you're going to get. But what about what's making her tick? What's in her consciousness? Her energy, her spirit, what really commands and runs this body is this. So if you don't understand this, or if you don't find things in common with this, between you and this person's mind, it doesn't matter how she looks like. Eventually it's going to break off. Eventually it's going to end, because your compatibility is not going to bind you together based on how you guys look, the physical end. This is what you should be focusing on when you're trying to find a girlfriend, or if you're a woman trying to find a boyfriend. If you guys, your mind, your energy, your spirit, this part, your consciousness, is compatible, works together, you can accept each other, you can tolerate each other, you can complement each other or not. So, for that, I want you to understand and remember, to find the right partner, you must not only be focused on the physical, and the physical by itself is nothing. It goes for a while, you're interested for a while and have fun together, but after a while, if this is not compatible, you don't have harmony together, you don't understand each other, the mind, the spirit, the energy, the consciousness, the habits, the character, and so on. On the basis of physical interest, it will always break down, that relationship, because there's nothing to hold it and there's nothing to guide it. And this is what holds it: common things, consciousness, attitude, manners, the way they think, and so on. And if you don't have that, if you don't have that understanding, that compatibility, well, this by itself is not going to last long. After a while, you lose interest, like anything else, any other physical thing in life. It's good for a while, but if there's no communication, no compatibility, nothing in common, you'll lose interest, like anything else. Physical things by themselves do not bring about cohesiveness, understanding, compatibility, complements, harmony, and so on and so forth. So, focus on the mind, attitude, manners, consciousness, things to have in common, understanding, and so on and so forth. And then, if she has the physical thing that you're looking for, then it will work. But if you only find her physics interesting and wonderful, but you don't focus on if what makes her tick is also compatible to you, that's why it's going to break up. It's not going to work. So that's all I wanted to tell you today, and hope you will have something to think about, and talk to you soon.